Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm up north, I'm by myself. I'm getting ready to venture out on a 6-day solo wilderness trek. I'm going to be covering 125 kilometers over the course of 6 days, roughly 20 clicks a day. Some days are a little bit shorter, some days are a little bit longer, but that's the average. I'll be canoeing all day, I'll be portaging, I'll be setting up camp under a tarp, I'll be fishing for trout for my dinner. I gotta get my boat all set up for my 6-day trip and head on out because it is storming. It's been storming all morning. I have a tiny break in the weather right now, but there's a 100% chance of thunderstorms today. But we have to start today. Okay, it's 4 degrees right now, 4 degrees Celsius. It's cold. I gotta put on my gloves actually. Got these neoprene gloves I'll have to wear probably all today. I'm hoping to get a few hours good paddle before the thunder storms, if they come, before the rain starts coming heavy. Man, this wind, I'm going right into a headwind. This is the first time I've paddled all year and I'm pretty exhausted and tired out already. I've only been paddling for a few minutes. But such is life, such is the beginning of every canoe trip, especially at the beginning of the season. You really don't have your sea legs, you don't have all that energy, that muscle memory that I had at the end of last year's canoe season. But I'm looking forward for the challenge, paddling every day, catching trout. Oh yes, will I be catching trout. It's a little wet, might be a little rainy, a little wet today. Oh man, I haven't seen any thunder or heard any lightning or vice versa. If that does happen, you bet I'm getting off the water, tucking up into the shore somewhere. Finally at the first portage. This portage is very small, less than 200 meters, so I'm not going to single carry. I am going to double carry. Hello, upside down. Hopefully I can fix that in post. There we go. I'll come back for all my gear, and then I'm going to do some fishing. I am set up for single carry, but it's just not necessary right now. Tons of moose poop on this trail. My obsession with moose poop continues. First beaver dam crossing. I'm gonna fish here too. Oh, it's not so dark out right now. The rain has stopped for a minute at least. Let's see my portage up a couple hundred meters in front of me. It is a 1,300 meter portage, 1 kilometer, 300 meters. So it's nothing short. Not the longest one either, but I will be single carrying, so I'll have to rig up my boat to carry everything at once. Well, hello. Can you see me? There we go. Okay, you guys ready for this? So the way the weather has played out, I had 2 real crappy days to begin with. I got 2 really nice days in the middle, and 2 crappy days to end with. So I'm fine with that. Those 2 nice days in the middle are going to be glorious, even more so. I'm at camp finally. I couldn't film when I got here, it was just raining, I had to get stuff all squared away. This fire is taking quite some time to get ready as well. It's going to be dark any minute. I'm going to cook my food on the fire tonight, I'm gonna have some rehydrated spaghetti. We got 1.5 servings spaghetti, and I'm going to eat it all. So I just fill it up. Actually, that's probably about perfect. All that water is going to absorb and evaporate. Starting to feel like a human again, like a human being. These pants are soaked. I had my long johns underneath them and my rain pants over top, and everything is soaked all the way through. My crotch, my underwear, everything. So I'm gonna sit here, try and dry off a little bit by the fire, and then change before it gets too dark. I'm gonna eat up my homemade dehydrated spaghetti. Look how good that looks. Look how good that looks right now. Sitting this close to the fire, I'm able to get fire warming me and drying my clothes, and here you can see just how much steam is coming off my pants right now. I think if I sit by the fire for a while, I'll be able to dry these out. I'm glad I brought this sleeping bag liner. This sleeping bag is a -1 Celsius rating, and tomorrow night it's going to get down to -1. So it's okay, but with this extra little poly sheet in there, I'll be golden. This is a Marmot Quark, Q-U-A-R-K. Alright, so I want to go through my map just so I have an idea of tomorrow. Maybe I'll give you guys an idea of what I've done today. Here we are. This is the western map from Algonquin. Alright, so today I paddled from here, I put in here, and I paddled all the way to here, to the second campsite, the second black campsite. So I traveled that distance today, and that was, got it written down here, that was 20 kilometers. Tomorrow, and for first paddle of the year, tomorrow I don't have that far. I think I only have 12 kilometers to go. Tomorrow's my shortest day, so I'll be able to fish tomorrow quite a bit more. So from here to here tomorrow is my distance. So you can really see from here to here is like not even half as much as from what I did today. But in this is a meandering creek, meandering river. It just goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Instead of going on a straight line, I'm literally zigzagging the whole way. Tomorrow's going to rain again, but it's okay. It's going to be a little bit colder tomorrow. If I'm being totally honest with you, it's warmed up right now. I'm not cold at all. Everything's drying out. I haven't switched out any clothes at all, really. I've just taken off a couple layers and let the fire and the air dry myself out. It looks a lot lighter than it is in the camera. The tarp is pretty light behind me here, but I got my canoe right there. It's my wind block against the river. I got my tarp here with the overhang. And this is what I'll be sleeping in for the 6 days I'm out here. Maybe different configurations, but I didn't bring a tent. There's no need for a tent. There's no bugs. So, yeah, a tarp is more versatile, and I do like to use a tarp when I can.
Good morning, folks. I had a great night's sleep. I slept for 8 hours. It started thunderstorming in the middle of the night, so I had to get up and set the tarp up in a little bit better configuration, pull it down almost like an A-frame, which worked fine. And then what actually woke me up this morning, I was laying here sleeping, and I heard grunting, like 2 big loud grunts, and I didn't know what it was. I whipped my head around, and literally 3 feet from my head, 2 baby otter were playing with each other, rolling around on the ground and grunting, and literally like wrestling. It was really, really cool. I unfortunately did not know what it was at first, and was woken up and startled and kind of went, "Wah!" It scared them off. But I still got to see them, and it was very cool. I wish I hadn't have been startled and could watch them longer, but I was so startled. I don't know. We'll see about day 2.
They should have been there. I should have been catching some trout there. I hope I'm not going to regret letting that trout go. That second trout. It's hard because, like yesterday, for example, it was raining. I knew I had to do a few more portages, and it was small. It would have been a different story if I was able to hold on to that big first one I caught. It was worth portaging with or stopping and cooking. The small one just wasn't, and I tried to catch other ones when I caught the small one to like make a meal out of it, and I couldn't. But if I get skunked now, oh, it's gonna be familiar territory. I have to put in. There's rapids right away. This should be fun. Well, that was a lot tamer than I had thought. A little bit tamer than I had hoped as well. But still fun nonetheless. I just checked my map. And seems like I'll be coming up to a campsite on my left on the river up here, probably in about half an hour. So I think what I'm going to do, if it's not occupied, is I'm going to stop for a little bit, have a lunch, maybe go poop, and just hang out there for a little bit because I'm cruising today. I'm going with the current, and I'm only doing just a little over half what I did yesterday. So I'm almost done for the day, I think. I'm stopped at this campsite. I had a glorious poop. I fished a bunch, and then I was about to eat my lunch, and I said, screw it, I'll try again. So I got a little brookie. Okay, I ended up cutting it up a little bit just so it cooked even, but I got some fish crisp on there. I'm leaving the skin on because it's trout. She's hot. Wow. Cruising. Lots of bends. Tons of twists and turns. So I'm constantly rounding corners, but with the current going the same way as me, or I'm going the same way as the current, it's fun. Kind of really get some momentum going. Make up for that time that I spent at that camp. I must have been at that camp for an hour and a half. That was a really nice spot. If it wasn't so close to my previous camp where I started out today, I would have liked to stay there. Single carry time. Gotta go around a set of rapids. I went up to check if I could run them, but they look way too dangerous, way too raging to try on my own. Well, here it is. It's a little bit different than last night's setup. The ground is super uneven. There's rocks everywhere, but that's the case for here. I can't find one flat spot, so I'm gonna have a little bit more protection from the wind and the rain with this setup. The only problem is now I'm kind of out in the elements for my fire tonight. I do have a secondary tarp that 5x7 that I've been using for my floor. That it was last night I did, but I could probably string that up. But it is raining now. I can hear it, so I gotta get a move on. I've spent some time splitting up the driest wood that I could find, making some feathers on there, and also collecting damp twigs. There's my birch bark. You don't need to mess around with the fire steel. There's no playing bushcraft out here in the rain. This is real life. Later every time. Obviously, if that lighter fails, I do have my fire steel as a backup. In fact, 2 fire steels actually as a backup. That birch bark, man. Not too shabby, boys and girls. I'm happy with that, man. Take about 20 minutes, a half an hour to prepare, and then less than a minute to ignite and have a sustainable fire. I am very happy with that one. We're doing chili tonight. Mix it up, you know. Another red meal instead of spaghetti. All red all the time. This is a 1.5 serving as well. 1.5 Joe servings. Okay, good food. Cheers, guys. Yes, sir. I didn't see anyone today at all. Yesterday I saw a couple, like a man and wife, and then I saw a solo guy at a real remote site, but we didn't talk. He was at his site, I paddled by, I just waved, he waved back. I was kind of thinking I would see him today somewhere, but I haven't seen anyone today at all. Alright guys, it's almost 9 o'clock. I got nothing else to do. It's raining out there, so I think I'm just going to turn in. Nice and comfortable in my sleeping bag in here. I've got everything dry. Myself's all covered up. Myself's all covered up. Good night, guys. Pray for sun in the morning, please. I love a sunrise. Ugh. Good morning. Well, that was a cold, wet night. That had to have gotten down past -1 degree Celsius. I had to put on all my layers inside my sleeping bag. It rained, it stormed all night. I was really hoping to wake up to a sunrise, but no such luck. The wind is howling, it's been still drizzly, the sky's gray. Oh, it was definitely cold last night. This is ice. So my tarp is way more wet than it was yesterday, and it probably weighs 2 times the amount. It literally weighs 2 times the amount it does when it's dry. Lots of water weight, it's soaking wet. My ground tarp is soaking wet as well. I don't want to get all my stuff in my dry bag wet, hence the dry bag. So I packed a small garbage bag with me. I'm just going to use it as a buffer or a liner between my wet stuff and my dry stuff. I don't even have to put my wet stuff in this, just put it as a layer in between. Oh, glorious sun. Oh man, she's out. She's out, boys and girls. Thank God, finally. I think I'm gonna try and fish in here a little bit. I couldn't fish from my boat last night because I had to use my paddles for my shelter. But yeah, let's get some fishing doing. Let's get some fishing doing. I've switched to a Black Fury #1, mainly because I lost my EGB. I have a bigger one, but I figure we'll try this guy out. I did try it. I was switching up all day yesterday, but no luck except for the EGBs. And my sunglasses today. That's not a bad thing. I was told that if it's too cold in the morning, it might not be a good time to fish for the trout. Maybe to wait till later on in the day and the sun's warmed up a little bit. But it can't hurt. Can you see this log jam? I'm in the middle of a river on a log, standing on these floating logs. And I gotta get all my canoe and all my gear past all those logs. I feel alive. I feel like a log roller. Okay. I'm 90% through it. Just gotta get past this one little last bit. Woo! This is crazy. Crazy. It'd be a different story if it was not early spring. One more lift over. Oh, she is not stable. Oh man. Wow. See the finish line. She's not stable. She's not stable. Oh my God. Oh man, it's rolling. She's rolling. Oh, this is so sketchy. Oh no, 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 no. Oh man. Oh, yes. Great success. I'm so glad I didn't have to do that in the rain. Oh man, if this would have been yesterday or the day before, that would have been 100 times worse. Look at that. She's a rough one, man. I think I might have gone through that one with Kyle. He kept making fun of him for how uncoordinated he was. Oh, I'm super glad to have that over with. I thought I was going in a couple times. There we go. That's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Have you a look inside. Nice and flat. Probably the flattest spot that I've had so far. And at the back you can see I tucked in the corners. There's only that tiny little gap at the end as opposed to an A-frame. And then I can use that to lay on as well, part of my ground sheet. Ooh. Okay, I'm starving and my brain is dead. I gotta get some wood. I can't see if I'm in frame. I can't tell, it's too bright. I got pretty lucky with wood collection. This is a big old fat wood from a stump. I got a bunch of them. It's all red pine here. I feel like TA outdoors here. But I figure because I'm pretty warm, because it's a nice night, I think that I will eat my food, cook my rice. I'm just having rice tonight. I was planning on having rice and fish, but I'll cook my rice real quick, eat it up, and then go out and fish. And then if I do catch something, I can have that fish for a later snack. But yeah, rice tonight anyway. Other than that, where's my lid? Where's my lid? So this is probably the easiest wood collection so far at this site. I stopped and spoke with a gentleman right after the 1900 meter portage. I actually saw his bags on the trail, and I left my canoe there to go back to meet him up, and by the time I got back he was gone. He says he comes and does this trip every year, or he's done it a bunch of years, and this is the least amount of fish that he's caught. Trout. We're talking trout. I'm not going for bass or anything like that. So he came in on Friday, I came in on Monday, so he's a full 3 days ahead of me. We came in the same spot. We accessed it the same spot. He's doing 2 weeks, and I already caught up to him. But that's because he's going slow. We're just two different kinds of paddlers. Not that one's cooler or better than the other. He's taking his time. He's living life out here slow, 2 weeks, which I envy. But to do my loop, the one that I wanted to do to get on the fish, to get in the rivers and get on the fish, I had to do this 6-day loop where I'm just putting in tons of kilometers every day. I can't be gone for 2 weeks. I just can't. It was so hot. I tried to get him to say it on film, but he didn't want to be on film. He says that this year is the least productive for trout that it's been. So as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, thank God. Like, I'm so happy to hear you say that. He was saying the same thing. There's just so much water, so much swellage of the rivers that they're just not, it's impossible to fish. One, like at the ends of the rapids, the water is just rushing by. The fish aren't biting, it's just swollen up. He says we're even too early for the lake trout. He said next week will be when the lake trout come out. Who knows? He's just guessing, obviously, but he's been here since Friday. And he's only caught 11 fish. Normally he catches like 20 fish a day. but no Lakers. So yeah, unseasonably cold right now. Anyways, I'm glad to hear him say that, because coming from him, an older dude who obviously knows what he's doing. He's out here for 2 weeks, does this all the time. Like, makes sense that what he says man, I can't talk. Guy that comes here all the time is doing poorly at fishing. So it's a little bit more of a relief knowing that I'm not just sucking horribly. I'm sure that's still the case. I caught 4 fish in the first 2 days. He caught 11 since Friday. So he's like 3 days up on me. He said he even didn't catch anything yesterday. He was dealing with all the rain and everything too. So, oh, excuse me. Anyways, who knows? This is a lake now instead of the river, so I'm gonna fish this after I'm done eating, and maybe I'll get some luck here. Hopefully the wind dies down too. Okay. This is a peaceful night, man. Listen. No wind, no rain, no rapids. As much as I like those rapids, man, they get loud after a while, especially when you're trying to film. I'm just trolling now with the big X-Rap. They see me trolling, they hating. This is what I wanted. This is what I heard that. This is what I was waiting for. This is the first time I can relax in 3 days. Loving life right now, guys. You know what would make this better? You know. A little trout. What is that? There's something swimming. I think it's a loon. I can't see, the sun is so bright. Okay, well, I guess I'll check back in if I get something. Fingers crossed. That's probably the size of the fish I caught the other day. Just in case the wind kicks up tonight. Just precautionary. There's that fat wood I was talking about. Got it out of a stump. Just reeks of resin. So this is solid, very heavy duty, very heavy. I'm gonna split this down, get my fire going with it. Oh yeah, you can see it. You can see the resin. That fat wood was really good. It's going like crazy. See very orange flames and black smoke. Oh, I gotta dry. Oh, I gotta dry out my feet and warm them up. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about, folks. This is what I've been waiting for. Those 2 first days were challenging and disheartening, to say the least. But oh, so no trout today. A little bit of an explanation why, though, from that guy. And also, it's already 2 more trout this trip than I caught all year last year. And last year was the first year I had caught any trout. I can catch bass and pike and perch, but they say you're not a real fisherman until you can catch trout. So, yeah, tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's supposed to be a nice day. By the looks of it, it will be.
Well, I wanted to sleep in, but there's an awesome sunrise. It's starting to go away. By the time I got out of bed, it was a lot more pink. But very nice. It's not even 6 in the morning yet. What a beauty morning already. That's really weird. That gull was grabbing grass from the water in its bill, and he took it off somewhere, obviously to build a nest. Oh, I would assume to build a nest. I've never seen a gull do that before. I think I'm gonna light a proper fire this morning, hang out here for a little bit, instead of using my Bush Buddy stove. Depending if you can get dry enough twigs, actually just light them. Break the ends. Oh, I guess you can't see that. Break the ends so that they're exposed. And put a bunch of them together. It's these down times where I start to really think about the family at home. Emerald's getting up and getting ready for school right now. Will's getting ready for work. I'm always thinking. I actually say it out loud. Hope you had a good day, honey. Today's day 4. I'm starting to feel it. I woke up this morning pretty sore. I've got, I don't know what I did, but right here on the other side, on my left side, something's pulled. Every time I cough or move it a certain direction, there's like a pulling. It's a weird feeling. The only way you can describe it as a pulling. Making up a tea, Tim Hortons honey tea. And then I shot a piece of wood underneath my middle fingernail yesterday, and the thing, it opened my fingernail up like there's a gap now. It's super painful. So I put a band-aid on that, and then I got a little cut there right where I paddle. So, oh, and my elbow is jacked. I noticed that last night when I was coming to the site here. So nothing a little work can't handle. I'll get up and start paddling. I won't think about any of it. Start portage and paddling for the day. It's chilly. It got cold again last night. Actually, the sun's gone. It's clouding up. gotta love that, man. Like a family of loons. And it's all echoing on this huge lake. It's glass. There's no one around. There's not a sound except for those loons. Zen, I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it. Oh, this is why I'm here. To be in the moment. I'm cold, but I'm not uncomfortable at all. I feel very good.
Okay, this is rough. The portage sign is way up there. I already went the other way because I didn't think there was any way I had to paddle into this. I literally had to paddle up these rapids to get to the damn portage. This is gonna be rough. Oh, shit. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell am I supposed to do this? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is sketchy. Sketchy, sketchy. No! No! Nope. Too much. That was not fun. I like a little excitement, but holy, oh my god, oh man. And this isn't a portage trail at all. This is just somewhere that has a little bit of clearing. There is a fire pit there, so I assume this is, I don't know, man, what this is, but I gotta try to find my way to the portage trail now. Oh my god, oh my god, oh man, that was too much. I thought that was it. My camera wasn't strapped in or anything. My DSLR was just up there. I thought I was losing that. I thought I was dipping for sure. Oh man. Okay.
Now I'm second guessing the route getting back home. If I have to, I know it's not going to be like this every spot, and when it is bad like this, there will be a portage. But I'm just saying, this is a reality check of how strong the current is because of the rains and because of all the melt, just the high waters right now. I got to check things out on my map here. I might have to reroute, which means a whole lot of portaging. So right now I'm here, and I'm supposed to go down, camp around here, then tomorrow come up, and then I hit the Tim, which is going to be flowing this way. The Tim River flows that way, and I'll have to either paddle all the way down the Tim River, camp on Roseberry, and out the next day, or I have to, which is upstream against the current. Or my other option is see how it is until I get to Tim, or on the Tim River until I get to the first portage. These are black portages, which mean they're not maintained and they're difficult. So that's a 2,695 meter, and then a tiny, like 1 minute paddle, then a 2,000 meter. So that's already almost 5 clicks, and then a tiny paddle 4, tiny paddle 5, tiny paddle 120, 230 into Roseberry. But I don't have to go against the current that way, but I'm portaging a whole hell of a lot in succession. I'm gonna have to make that call tomorrow. I don't want to do either of those things. I don't mind paddling upstream, but have you seen this?
It's like a tomogamy thing. You know, find your portage, make your own portage, to find your way to the portage, to do your portage. Say portage again, Joe. Portage. Well, so much for this being a short day. It's almost 5 o'clock now. I'm on the last little paddle to a campsite. I have to, ducks, you hear those ducks? I have to pick one of the 2 campsites on this lake, and not much left to do today. I don't have any energy. I pushed it. My elbow is done. This left elbow, it's throbbing. When I was power stroking, like trying to get when I was trying to get up those rapids or whatever, it was just like the icing on the cake there. It was already sore and tender when I just pulled it. So it's looking more and more like I'm going to be doing those big long portages tomorrow, because the thought of going upstream into the wind with this elbow, I can't even paddle this elbow normally. Like right now in this lake, it hurts like crazy. I'm gonna pop a couple Advil tonight, and hopefully it'll be different in the morning. But anyways, I'll get back at you when we get to. I'll get back with you when I get to camp.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we got an A-frame tarp configuration tonight. 4th night, 4th different tarp configuration. Not too bad, but this one, in my opinion, is the most homely feeling, the most tent-like, the most weather-resistant. The wind's died down some, at least for now. So I think I'm gonna come sit out here at the fire pit, which is a lot nicer. I'd rather do that. Pretty legit fire pit with some benches for the first time. So, cop a squat, Joe. Cop a squat. Ultra bushcraft today. I don't see any birch around, and there's no real fine pine twigs or hemlock twigs. So I'm just using this sawdust fire starter. Sometimes I like to put it on, the pot on before I put too much twigs in, so that I can tell what can fit in. You know what I mean? I can just kind of slide it in now. Half of them fall out. There's that wind again. Oh man, she's chilly. The wind is whipping right through. I got this down vest. It's the same as my Mountain Hardwear down jacket. The Dinotherm is just the vest. Got sap all over it. Oh, I'm hungry, guys. I'm super hungry. Today kicked my butt, man. I started at, I want to say before 7. Didn't get here till 5:30, almost 6. Pretty long day. Everything was going really good in the beginning. I was having a great day. But the realization of going against the current and against the wind now, I've gone against the current in the Tim River, but I'm trying to go back up. I've done it. I did it last year. At least once, probably, I think I did it twice. But neither were in the spring. And obviously abnormally high water right now, even for the spring. So I have some thinking to do, some decisions to make. A lot of it's going to depend on how my elbow feels. It's a hindrance for sure. It's a previous injury, and yeah, man, just aggravated the hell out of it on this trip, I guess. So even now when I'm in camp and I was trying to push over a tree to get some firewood, any motion, it's like the pushing, the right here in the elbow, it's all inflamed. It's really bad. So I don't know if it's at all possible. I know it's going to rain tomorrow and the next day. It's coming in, and my barometer's telling me it was in the forecast before I came out here, and I could feel it. There's something coming in. I might try to make the long haul tomorrow and get out of here tomorrow. I couldn't paddle the Tim River and get out tomorrow. I can't go my original route and get out tomorrow. I can possibly go the portage route and get out, but even that will be a killer on my elbow, because at the end I have to do the Tim River regardless, another stretch of it. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Even if I get super close to the car tomorrow and then that just cuts off a bunch of time for the last day, I think that'll be all right. I just I don't really have any desire to stay 2 more nights in the rain. But we'll see. We'll see how she goes. Okay, I just did the math. Still eating, by the way. It's super delicious. Martin, that's one for you. If I go my original way, not up the black portages, but instead up the Tim River against the current, it's 42.3 kilometers to the car, which is not doable against the current. If I go the black portage way, it's 30.2 kilometers. So I'm saving 12 kilometers. 30 kilometers is doable. I've done it. I've done it many times. The only thing is, those portages are rough. There's a whole lot. I think that's the route I'm going to go. And I don't have to make it to the car tomorrow night. You know what I mean? I'm booked for another day here. I can stay another day. This weather is garbage right now, and this was supposed to be my second nice day, so I only really got one nice day. And if it comes in, I honestly have no desire to stay with this crappy weather. I can't even relax. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go huddle in my tarp after this. It's 7 o'clock. It's all part of it, and I get that. I'm just done. You know what I mean? It's what I say all the time. Like, you're done. You're done. So, regardless, if I can't make it out the whole way tomorrow, we'll have put a good chunk. I was expecting my last day to be a big 30 kilometer day. So, tomorrow might be my last day. It might be my last night. Who knows? It all depends on the weather, how I'm feeling. Which I kind of like too. It leaves it up in the open. You know what I mean? More of an adventure. I like being by myself. I can make those decisions and changes without having to worry about a canoe partner, which is not a big deal, but you know what I mean. Oh, thanks for the spaghetti, honey.
Good morning. It's 5:20. It rained all night long. I gotta get up and have breakfast and get my butt out of here. I had a full day. This is like gonna be a marathon day. So I kept a large Advil next to me here so I could take it when I got up, and it's gone. I don't know. A mouse was scurrying on my head too last night. I had to yell at it. So I don't know if mice like Advil, but this guy might. I hope so, because I really needed that. It was my only one, and I wanted to take it as soon as I got up so I could work on my elbow before I started paddling, and there's nowhere to be found. So I really hope that frickin' mouse has no pain for a while. Bush Buddy stove for the win. I just kept a bunch of twigs underneath here last night, like I've been doing. Here's something I didn't read about these portages last night. This is the first one that I would have to do. The portage between Stag Lake and Tim River often floods in the middle until late in the season, August or so. So it's definitely flooded right now. You may need to paddle through the portage prior to August. The portage is also covered with numerous blowdowns, making it extremely hard to follow, especially going from Stag Lake towards the Tim, which I'm not doing. I'm going the other way, assuming you're traveling that direction. Once you travel across the pond, follow the creek downstream, past the blowdowns, and up into the forest. Be careful not to accidentally follow the animal trail instead. We all know how well I am with direction, right?
Oh, okay. In the boat, 6:15. Let's see how this elbow's feeling today. Oh, not too shabby. That's awesome. I'm super pumped about that. Okay, as you can tell, it's raining. It's a rainy day. I assume it'll be like this all day, so we're gonna make the push. We're gonna make the long haul today. I'm gonna try to find my way to the river now. So today will be like a marathon. Oh, there's the elbow. Today will be like a marathon style video shooting. Day 5 has a very ominous feeling to it. The gray of the sky, the difficulty of the portages, the length of the portages. Day 5, ominous. My elbow is jacked, guys. I've not gone far at all, and it's like, I really wish I had that Advil. Stupid mouse. Where's Sam Larson when you need him? I found the river, and she's swollen. That extra rain last night doesn't help anything either. If I stop paddling, I lose momentum and start floating backwards immediately. So it's a constant battle. My elbow, man. I can't even follow my portage trails because the river is so swollen. I have to pass them every time. I have to go farther than the takeout because if I put in at the spot, I get washed down river. So this is all sorts of fun. Yeah, man, this is all rough. I'm gonna have to paddle my butt off to not get swept downstream here. This is crazy. Alright, hold on for your life here. Hold on to your butts. Oh man, sketch pad. Okay, well, that almost didn't work. There we go. Oh my god. You guys, this is nuts. I can't let up for a minute. Oh, this feels great on the elbow. I can't do this anymore. I have to do the portages. This is just trying to get to the first one. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh man. When the river widens out like this, it's not so bad actually. Paddling wise, it is bad for navigating, but against the current, it's not so bad when it widens out. Here it is. It's making me second guess my decision. Once I come to that first portage, I'm gonna stop there, eat something, look at the map a bunch, and heavily weigh my decision, because once I've done that first portage, I'm committed. You know what I mean? There's no going back. That's the big one. That's the almost 3 kilometer black portage. So my mind's racing right now, just trying to think of the best way to do this, weighing all my options. I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna portage. I'm eating my food now. I'm at the portage. I'm just gonna haul ass. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. I had to go first with my backpack to try to find the way. This trail is like barely ever used, and there's a bunch of game trails around it, so you got to try to not mix them up. But they did put signs on this one. Every so often there's a yellow sign, so that's a saving grace for sure. But I just hiked straight up a hill, back down, and up it again to get my canoe. I can't single carry over here. I can if it. Oh, I gotta pay attention. I can't. Oh, there it is. I can if it flattens out, but just I'm like up in the hardwoods. Like this looks like nothing you've seen the whole trip. It's all been pine and low-lying stuff. I'm super hardwoody now. Super hardwoody.
Oh, I am on a canoe trip, boys and girls. This is what it's all about. Walking 3 kilometers up a hill in the rain so that I can avoid paddling upstream in heavy waters. Alright, well, even more adventure. The trail split off. There's a fork in the road. I can't see a sign or a real trail, and this is what I'm walking through. So this is not really easy to navigate or carry a canoe and pack through, really. Come on. Oh, okay, I see a sign. I don't even know if this is the trail, but I see a sign. So back for my backpack then. Make it with my backpack because I can see better when I have my backpack on instead of my canoe. I can't single carry this. It's ridiculous. There's no way. So this is going to become a 7 kilometer portage or more by the time I keep scoping things out. I'm attempting it. Found a flat spot, so crossed over a bunch of blowdowns and still single carrying as long as I can. Day 5. Ominous. Did I mention ominous? My spirits are unusually high, which is very good. Okay, sissy bar for the win. Oh. Oh my God. I'm having fun. I swear I am. You know, I can do this. I can definitely do this. It's only a day. I can do a day. 30 kilometer day. Wow. Plus with all the back and forth, but I can do it. Even if it takes me 12 hours. I want to do it. It's like a challenge now. You guys see him? There he goes. See him? I hope so. First bear on a portage. Sweet. I sure hope that got in the camera. He took off. He ran. I'm gonna go see if I can find him. I know. But he's scared of me. He doesn't want nothing to do with me. Where'd you go, bud? I think I have to go this way anyway, so I have to scare him off. Yeah, this is the portage trail. Where are you? He ran. He's a big boy. I'm here! Oh, I really hope it showed up in the stupid GoPro. Big old black bear. Where are you, bud? He was in this, like, meadow right by that tree. Well, I gotta come back through here with my gear and my boat. I just want to make sure I'm aware, because when my boat's on my head, I can't see much. That was really cool. Decent sized bear. I'm gonna go make sure this is my path, but at first I'm gonna grab my paddle just as a little bit of deterrent. I'm walking through. I don't even care at all. It's not even an issue. Well, he's gone, I believe. I know my paddle might not be a weapon, but it would be a deterrent for sure. I just gotta make sure that this is my path. It looks that way, but there you go. That's your answer for all your what happens when you see a bear in the woods questions. You go try to find it and get it on film. No, you just stay confident, stay authoritative. I never had any kind of fear in my voice. I was aware of the situation, and I still am as I'm walking now. I keep my head on a swivel because I don't want to startle him or her. I believe it was a him. It was very big, especially if there's babies. But yeah, just keep a cool head. That's only like my second or third bear in the wild that I've seen. I've seen tons of bears before, just not actually in the deep wild. They've always been on at garbage dumps or side of the road. Vancouver Island, I saw it in the wild there for sure, but same reaction. Just kind of talked to him a little bit. This one here was a lot more scared. It ran away. Soon I tried to get on film it, but it took off. So anyways, now I'm carrying my paddle constantly. I'm going to go back and get my backpack now. Before I was carrying my paddle with my my boat. Excuse me, I'm just gonna keep it in hand the whole time now. Just cause like if it does charge me, I'm gonna like raise this above my head, wave it around and scream like this guttural scream, which will work. Part of the portage. I gotta cross back to get my bag, but I'm all out of water, and I've been on this trail for a couple hours now, so time to fill up and drink. Oh man, I'm glad I took the portage now. I got to see that bear. I was gonna say, like, I haven't seen any animals other than like little otters and maybe a fisher. I'm done the first portage. That was the most difficult Algonquin portage I've ever done, bar none. It doesn't touch a Temagami portage, but I was rewarded with a bear and the sense of accomplishment. We'll see how long that lasts though, because I literally have a 4-minute paddle and then I have to do it again. I just did 2,600 meters, I have to do 2,000 meters, so it's basically the same thing in 4 or 5 minutes. That took me, I started at 8 o'clock, 10:37. 2.5 hours, and I doubled back a few times. I bet you I did, I don't know, 6 kilometers, because I had to double back so much. I'm wiped. Oh, and I ate a sandwich, 2 granola bars, fruit snack, and drank like 2 liters of water, or a liter of water, sorry. Liter of cola, don't spit in that cop's burger. Farva. Meow. Now I'm freezing cold now. Out in the water. This rain is all day rain. There's no let up in sight. I'm glad I'm doing more portaging than I am paddling today. Easy to say no when I'm in the boat. Oh man. My spirits aren't that high anymore, guys. Kind of dwindling a bit. I didn't film any of it, but I freaking beast moded that 2,000 meter portage. I single carried like 90% of it. I only dropped the canoe sometimes to find out where I was going. But I found something cool on the trail. I'll try and show you here without tipping myself. I guarantee nobody's been on that trail this year. That's a very rarely used trail, and there's no footprints on it. I saw footprints on every other trail, portage except for this one, and the one before, the big ones. I found that in the mud on the way. I don't know what kind of booze it is, but it's still sealed. It was attached to something else. I'm keeping this thing as a souvenir. I'm not drinking it. I'm gonna keep it as a souvenir. That's gonna go in my freaking camping room. Whoa, sorry folks. As a reminder, my beast mode 2,000 meter portage. Oh, I feel like a man. I'm happy with myself. I'm very happy with myself right now. Can you tell? Okay, that's why I'm not paddling. My elbow's done. I gotta go. I think I'm done the big portages now. What time is it? I started that one at 12:22. So much better timing on that one. It was only 600. It was 600 meters shorter, but it didn't take me almost 3 hours either. So, anyways, now we're good to go. I got like a 400 and a couple other ones to do, but I can single carry all those. But there is still a ton of paddling to do today. I had 30 kilometers to do today, and all I've really done is like 6 so far, in distance-wise. I have daylight until like 8 o'clock. So like 8 more hours almost. I think I can do it. I haven't turned the camera on in a while. It's 2 o'clock now, which means I've been going for 8 hours. I started at 6 this morning. I think I have a 14-hour day ahead of me. I'm making some crazy progress right now.
not 14 more hours, a 14-hour day total. So 8 hours, another 6 hours on top of that. I make crazy good progress. I'm flying through these 500-meter portages, all black portages, which means they're not maintained like it's nothing. I'm doing them 500 meters in 15 minutes tops. So I'm making good progress, but what might kill me is I'm going to get onto a long lake, and I think the wind direction is going to screw me, but I'm really, really happy with my progress. I've been living off of jerky and M&M peanuts. I'm eating in the boat, I'm filling up water in the boat, and I'm just stopping to pee at every portage. Okay, I'm out onto Longbow now, which is the long lake that I was worried about the wind. But the wind is going in my favor. I got a tailwind, so that's awesome. Oh, why is the wind changing? Why is the wind suddenly changing? So I just came across a group of people at a campsite, and I asked them if they had any idea how long it would take to get to the access point where I put in, and they said about 4 hours. So that's good. I'm not sure if they realize about the current, and I'm going up against it at times, but when I started paddling away, they said at that speed 3 hours. So that's a good sign. It's almost 3 o'clock now, so I'm making stupid good time if that's the case. Yeah, it's 2:50. So if that's true, if all that pans out, I'm laughing. I'm gonna treat myself to like a, I don't know, maybe a steak. If that's true, if I can get out that quick, go to a friggin' steakhouse, get a beer, maybe I'll, oh man. That lifted my spirits quite a bit. I thought I still had another 5. I guess it's only an hour difference, but anyways. We shall continue. I am soaked to the bone, everything. And I'm very, very chilled if I'm being honest, but anyways. Just keep going, keep pushing on, and my body heat will keep me warm enough. I'm just accessing the Tim River now from Roseberry past that lake. So on my map it says I have 11 kilometers to go. So we'll see how far or how long that takes upstream now. I feel like I made the right call changing my route and doing the portaging instead of paddling the whole day. I literally portaged for most of the day, which saved my elbow a little bit, and I was with the wind for 90% of it, which was a huge help, of the paddling, that is. So yeah, anyways, now that I'm on the Tim River going upstream, I'm still with the wind, which is helping. Get quick through here, I'm gonna get grounded. Yeah, so I'm still going with the wind, even though I'm going against the current, and the wind is relatively strong, so it is helping. It's a bonus for sure. So for the course of this trip and any other trip I'm by myself, in my head I constantly sing songs. Like, I can't turn it off almost. It kind of gets, well, it does get very annoying after a while, but for the longest time I had that stupid Green Day song, I'm still breathing, which I hate that song, but for the half the freaking trip I had that in my head. Now you know what's in my head? I haven't heard this in forever. Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama, come on pretty mama. I have no idea why that got into my head. Maybe because I was thinking of warm places. But like, what is it, the Beach Boys? Is that the Beach Boys? How do I even know about the Beach Boys? We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. I hope nobody's around. Way down in Kokomo. Way down in Longbow. Yep. That is what getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, paddling and portaging all day will do to your brain. I have eaten every single piece of food that I've brought that I don't have to cook. I've eaten it all today, and I haven't pooped. So I imagine it's going to be a burn burner. Oh, too much? Is that too much? The water in here even looks higher than it did 5 days ago when I came in. This is the same river I accessed from. Obviously, I'm going out the same way. But yeah, it's like flooded completely out, man. I remember coming here in the summer. There's defined waterways. Now it's just like water everywhere with a little bit of plants blocking it. It's soupy. She's soupy, guys. And I'm just paddling into the reeds because I'm not paying attention. You know what's even weirder about that song? Do you remember, obviously, the David Letterman show? The Late Show with David Letterman, whatever it's called. Remember when they did the Nagano Olympics in Japan? Well, what's his name? What's his little buddy? I can't remember his name. Anyways, the guy who sings the songs, the bald guy, he did this song. Instead of Kokomo, it was Nagano, and one of the lines was, "They don't even get Dave's show." Yeah, anyways, maybe I'm going too far with that. But I remember that, however long ago, the Nagano Olympics were. Oh my god. Paul Schaefer. It's Paul Schaefer. Remembered. Paul Schaefer. I think he's Canadian. Still paddling. Hours later. Nothing left. I'm done. I have nothing left to do, nothing left to give, nothing left to paddle. I have no energy at all. I have 2 kilometers left. The home stretch. Oh my. I really wanted to show you my elation of getting to the car. I gotta put this down, I'm shaking too much. My elation of getting to the car. My SD card got full on my GoPro as I was approaching. It's, can you see that? 10 after 6. Is that in focus? Whatever. 10 after 6. I started at 6 a.m. That's a 12-hour day. That was full 12. That was no stopping. I ate and drank and everything in the boat. I only stopped to pee. My elbow is jacked. I legit have to go to the doctors and get x-rays done about it. I'm shivering. I got changed. I got the car on the roof. I gotta make a call to Sean and try to get to his house because I can't drive home today. I'm freaking done. Let me oh, I'm fogging up here. Listen, guys, I had a good time. I'm going to fogging up. That was a rough trip. I wish a lot of things went differently. Too much rain, not enough fish, too much water. If I could sum the whole trip up with one word, the word would be wet. Wet. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is going to be some type B fun. I'm going to look back at this and be like, wow, I did something crazy. I think I'm going to do a follow-up video because I have a lot of things I want to say, but I'm done. I'm done right now. Thank you very much for watching. There will be more videos soon.